Have you ever looked at a beautiful island in the middle of the ocean and thought, I wish I could go there someday? Well, some islands on Earth are completely off limits, not because they're ugly or uninteresting, but because they're considered too dangerous, too fragile, or too important to be disturbed. In some cases, stepping foot on these islands could put your life at risk. In others, it could threaten entire ecosystems or communities that have remained untouched for thousands of years. Today, we're counting down 10 islands that humans are forbidden to visit. Some are surrounded by deadly animals, some hide dark histories, and one of them is home to a tribe that has rejected the modern world entirely. Let's begin. Number 10. Imagine a tropical island surrounded by crystal clear water, dense forest, and white sandy beaches. At first glance, it looks like the perfect vacation destination, but this is North Sentinel Island, one of the most isolated places on Earth. Located in the Bay of Bengal, the island is home to the Sentinelese people, an indigenous tribe believed to have lived there for thousands of years. What makes them unique is that they have chosen to remain completely isolated from the outside world. Over the years, several attempts have been made to establish contact, but the tribe has consistently rejected outsiders. In many cases, they have defended their territory by firing arrows at approaching boats and helicopters. Because the Sentinelese have had little to no contact with modern society, even common illnesses could be devastating to them. For that reason, the Indian government has made it illegal to approach the island. The restriction isn't just for the tribe's protection, it's also for yours. Few places on Earth remain as mysterious as North Sentinel Island. While satellites can show us its beaches and forests, what happens beneath the trees remains largely unknown, and that's exactly how the Sentinelese want it to stay. Number 9. Most islands are known for their beautiful wildlife, but one island in Brazil is famous for a very different reason. Locals call it Snake Island. Officially known as Ilha da Queimada Grande, this small island sits off the coast of Brazil and is home to one of the highest concentrations of venomous snakes found anywhere in the world. Scientists estimate that thousands of snakes live on the island, including the critically endangered golden lancehead pit viper, a species found nowhere else on Earth. Their venom is so powerful that it can cause severe tissue damage. Because of the danger and the need to protect the species, public access to the island is heavily restricted. Only authorized researchers are allowed to visit under special conditions. Just imagine standing on an island where every step could bring you within inches of one of the world's most venomous snakes. Suddenly, that tropical paradise doesn't seem quite so relaxing. As we continue, the next island wasn't made dangerous by nature. It was made dangerous by humans, and its history is far darker than you might expect. Number 8. Not all forbidden islands are dangerous. Some are simply too important to be disturbed. Off the southern coast of Iceland lies an island called Surtsey. Unlike most islands on Earth, Surtsey wasn't discovered. It was born before human eyes. In 1963, fishermen witnessed a volcanic eruption rising from the ocean. Over the following years, lava and ash continued to build until a brand new island emerged from the sea. Scientists immediately realized they had been given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For the first time, they could observe how life colonizes completely new land. Seeds arrived carried by the wind. Birds landed and built nests. Plants slowly spread across the barren landscape. To preserve this natural experiment, access to Surtsey is extremely restricted. Only a small number of researchers are allowed to visit, and even they must follow strict rules to avoid contaminating the environment. In a world where nearly every corner has been explored, Surtsey remains one of the few places where nature is allowed to write its own story. Number 7. If Surtsey represents new beginnings, the next island is remembered for death. Just a short distance from Venice sits Poveglia, a small island with a chilling reputation. For centuries, the island was used as a quarantine station for people suffering from infectious diseases. During outbreaks of plague, thousands of sick individuals were sent there. Over time, stories began to spread about suffering, loss, and strange experiences associated with the island. While many of the darker legends are impossible to verify, the island's tragic history is very real. Today, public access is heavily restricted, and most visitors can only view it from a distance. Standing silently in the Venetian lagoon, Poveglia serves as a reminder of some of history's darkest chapters. Number 6. When people think of Hawaii, they usually imagine crowded beaches, luxury resorts, and tourists from around the world. But one Hawaiian island is very different. Niihau is often called the Forbidden Island. For more than a century, ownership of the island has remained private, and access is tightly controlled. Only a small number of residents live there permanently, and most outsiders are not allowed to visit. Because of its isolation, many traditional Hawaiian customs and ways of life have been preserved. In many ways, Niihau offers a rare glimpse into a version of Hawaii that has largely disappeared elsewhere. For most travelers, however, it remains a place that can only be admired from afar.
Number 5. At first glance, Gruinard Island looks peaceful. Green hills rise above the water, seabirds circle overhead, and the landscape appears untouched. But for decades, this small Scottish island carried a terrifying secret. During World War II, the island was used for military experiments involving anthrax, one of the deadliest biological agents known. The tests contaminated the land so severely that the island remained off-limits for many years. Warning signs were placed nearby, and the island gained a reputation as one of the most dangerous places in Britain. Although extensive cleanup efforts were eventually carried out, and the island was declared safe, its history remains a sobering reminder of the destructive potential of biological warfare. Number 4. Far out in the southern Indian Ocean lies one of the most remote places on Earth. Heard Island. There are no cities, no roads, no hotels, no permanent residents, only glaciers, volcanic mountains, and some of the harshest weather conditions imaginable. Reaching the island requires a long journey across some of the roughest seas on the planet. Because of its ecological importance and fragile environment, access is tightly controlled. Very few people ever set foot there. In fact, more people have visited some parts of Antarctica than have visited Heard Island. It's a place that feels less like Earth and more like another world entirely. Number 3. Our next island isn't dangerous because of disease or isolation. It's dangerous because of who lives there. Morgan Island, located off the coast of South Carolina, is often called Monkey Island. Thousands of rhesus monkeys inhabit the island, and human access is highly restricted. The animals were relocated there decades ago and have since formed a large, self-sustaining population. Boats occasionally pass nearby, and visitors can sometimes observe the monkeys from a distance. But stepping onto the island without authorization isn't allowed. It's one of the strangest islands in America, and proof that reality can sometimes be stranger than fiction. Number 2. From a distance, Hashima Island looks like something out of a post-apocalyptic movie. Towering concrete buildings rise directly from the sea. Broken windows stare out across the water. Empty hallways lead nowhere, and not a single resident remains. Located near Japan, Hashima Island was once one of the most densely populated places on Earth. At its peak, thousands of workers and their families lived there while mining coal beneath the ocean floor. But when the coal industry declined, the island was abandoned almost overnight. Nature and time slowly took over. Today, parts of the island can be visited through controlled tours, but large sections remain off-limits due to safety concerns. Walking through its deserted streets feels like stepping into a frozen moment from another era. And finally, number 1. Few places on Earth carry a history as powerful, tragic, and unsettling as Bikini Atoll. Located in the Pacific Ocean, this tropical paradise appears beautiful from above. Turquoise waters, white sand beaches, palm trees swaying in the wind. But beneath that beauty lies a past shaped by nuclear testing. Between 1946 and 1958, dozens of nuclear detonations were conducted in and around the atoll. Some of the explosions were among the most powerful ever carried out by humanity. Entire communities were displaced, and the environment was profoundly affected. Although parts of the area are occasionally accessible under specific conditions, permanent resettlement has remained a complex issue for decades. Bikini Atoll stands as a reminder that even the most beautiful places on Earth can carry scars that last generations. It's a place where paradise and tragedy exist side by side, And perhaps that's what makes it the most unforgettable island on this list. From isolated tribes and deadly snakes to abandoned cities and nuclear test sites, these islands remind us that the world is still filled with places beyond our reach. No matter how advanced technology becomes, some places remain protected, restricted, or simply too extraordinary to be explored freely. If you enjoyed this journey, let us know which island fascinated you the most. And if you love discovering hidden places, forgotten history, and mysteries from around the world, make sure to subscribe and join us for the next adventure. Until next time, thanks for watching.